everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is just like a random kind of general catch-up video really, just talking about what I've been doing lately, what books I've been reading, etc. So this week it was, on Tuesday of this week, so the 27th of July, I turned 34 years old. So I'm 34 now. I don't feel it, but that's how old I am. I still feel about 12 years old, but yeah, 34. On Sunday of last week, I made myself an afternoon tea. I can't go out to have afternoon teas at the moment because of COVID and my OCD, so I made one at home because I've got a cake stand. I've actually got 3 cake stands, believe it or not, but I used one of my cake stands, the white one. It's a 2-tier one, this one, which I'd got from Dunelm. The shop Dunelm, and I made an afternoon tea. I had scones, cream and jam, clotted cream and jam, and I also made dainty little cucumber sandwiches with the crust removed on white bread. I don't often have white bread, but when you're doing afternoon tea, white bread just seems more kind of like authentic. And I also had 2 macaroons as well. They were Waitrose ones. I had a strawberry one and a chocolate one, very, very sweet. The chocolate one tastes like chocolate cake, very sweet. I put the rest in the freezer because they don't keep really once opened, and so I put the rest in the freezer because I know I'll be able to eat them all in a time frame allowed once opened, so they're in the freezer now. They defrost quite quickly though, so I've got them there for when I want a little sweet snack. On my birthday itself I had an all butter croissant. So that's how I had my birthday. I'm going to have some cake next week. I didn't have cake on my birthday week, but my dad insists on getting a cake, so I'm having a belated cake this coming week. One that has like a sort of apple filling with cream inside. I didn't have it last week because I was already having clotted cream, and I thought it'd be a bit cream overload, so I'm having that cake this week coming. So that's that. What I'm really interested in at the moment, I have talked about it before a little bit, but I'm very interested in an aesthetic called cottagecore. I was actually into cottagecore before I actually realised that it was a thing. Cottagecore is an aesthetic that is an online aesthetic, which is about all things cottage related, hence the title. A sort of oldie worldy, kind of like rural cottages, nature, wild flowers, sort of rustic interiors, rustic food, anything that you might associate with an oldie worldy tumble down cottage is cottagecore. And it's got a whole kind of a sort of whole sort of lifestyle, I guess, attached to it. And also there are books and films which embody the cottagecore ideal. Think Anne of Green Gables, The Secret Garden, Likewise to Candleford, that sort of thing. There's also another aesthetic which I'm also naturally drawn to called nostalgiacore, because I'm a very nostalgic person. Naturecore, which is all things nature, and also fairycore. I very much like fairies because I think they're associated with sort of nature and kind of rural tranquility, and a kind of escape from this very materialistic, smoky, polluted, noisy existence that is modern society. On a cottagecore note, I recently went and got this book called The Secret Garden Cookbook, celebrating the magic and wonder of Frances Hodgson Burnett's beloved classic, now a major motion picture. I loved The Secret Garden as a child, and indeed I've seen the 1990s movie Secret Garden, and of course I love cooking, hence why I went and got this book. As it says on the back, as Mary Lennox, the beloved heroine of Frances Hodgson Burnett's tale, The Secret Garden, brings an enchanted garden back to life, she and her fellow characters also delight in delicious and comforting meals and the strength, joy and companionship they provide. The beautiful, scrumptious and easy to make recipes in this book, all inspired by Burnett's novel and all true to their time and place, make it possible for any fan of The Secret Garden, young or old, to bring the story back to life right at home any day of the week. So it's a really good book. I haven't cooked anything in it yet, but I'm very much looking forward to doing that soon. So we've got here Introduction, A Secret Garden and a Magic of Food. And then we've got chapter 1 deals with Yorkshire breakfast, because obviously A Secret Garden is set in Yorkshire. Yorkshire breakfasts, there's a little bit of blurb about Yorkshire breakfast, providing a sort of introduction to the scene. And then we've got perfect porridge with brown sugar and butter. It says here, porridge, which is made of boiled oats and is also called oatmeal, was considered an extremely healthy breakfast. And children, both rich and poor, ate it regularly for breakfast. Eaten hot or cold, it was nourishing, filling and inexpensive to make. Wealthy children often ate porridge with sugar and cream, molasses or salt. Mary wasn't used to eating such a filling breakfast, but the hearty Yorkshire air soon gave her a good appetite. So it's just a simple recipe there for porridge, made with water, old-fashioned rolled oats, currants or raisins, cinnamon and nutmeg, butter, sugar and milk. Now we've got coddled eggs. I've never made coddled eggs before. It says you can serve it with toast, which is an interesting way of having them. We've got here savoury muffins. Now I really want to make these savoury muffins very, very soon because they look very nice. Savoury muffins spiked with cheddar cheese we have here. So I do really want to make that very soon. It says this tasty version of traditional English yeast-wise muffin is quick to make and just as quick to satisfy, especially when served warm. So all it contains is flour, baking powder, ground pepper, butter, 110 grams of cheddar cheese. And it's got 2 eggs in there and milk, and it makes 9 muffins. Definitely want to make that soon. We've got little sausage cakes. We've got warm cocoa for a chilly Yorkshire day or night. I love cocoa. And then we've got chapter 2 is a manor lunch. So a little blurb about lunch and then the recipes. We've got Yorkshire pudding. We've got roasted chicken with bread sauce. We've got Welsh rabbit, which is basically a posh version of cheese on toast. We've got we've got potato snow, which is a sort of pile of potatoes really, with butter and parsley. Sort of mashed potato really. We've got toffee pudding with butterscotch sauce. That's interesting. We've got jam roly-poly, which actually looks doesn't look too difficult to make actually. Might make that. And then we've got an English tea, a little bit about English tea. We've got a proper pot of tea, cucumber tea sandwiches. We've got warm cranberry scones with orange glaze. And it's very nice. We've got plain flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, butter, rolled oats, dried cranberry, zest of an orange and plain yoghurt and water in them. We've got a fruit tea loaf. We've got lemon curd tartlets. We've got brandy snap lace cookies. And then from the kitchen garden, we've got spring peas with fresh mint, sweet glazed carrots. We've got summer berry pudding. We've got 2 fools. We've got raspberry vinegar, raspberry jam, golden poached pear mould, strawberries and cream. And then we've got cottage food, good old cottagecore food. We've got tatty broth. Tatty is another name for potato, I think. Oh yes, yeah, tatty broth. We've got peas pudding, made with dried split peas. We've got Yorkshire oat cakes. We've got cottage loaf with a top knot. I really want to get into making bread, by the way. It's a rustic cottage loaf, that is, made from 2 round balls of dough. A smaller top knot baked atop of a larger ball. I so want to make that at some point. We've got dough cakes with cinnamon and sugar. We've got the best sticky gingerbread parkin. And then we've got a taste of India. So a taste of India. And then the final chapter, I won't read all of them out, but the final chapter is garden picnics. Jammy chocolate balls, Cornish pasties, English crumpets, cosy currant buns, fire roasted potatoes and eggs. That's the picnic bit. Yeah, so a very interesting book. I just thought I'd share that with you. Okay, so I'm going to move on to video number 2 now to show you another book I've been reading recently. So moving on to video number 2.